What's My Line? Brought to you by Phillips Milk of Magnesia, the gentle laxative for the whole family, regular or mint flavored. And now, let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, that delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
Thank you. And now the distinguished producer, actor, and director, who will be opening tomorrow night in New York in a picture that he has produced and in which he plays the title part of El Greco, Mel Ferrer.
Way here from Vienna on a plane, I picked up a magazine and read a very, very fascinating article, an interview with Mia Farrow, written by that society columnist you all read, Suzy Knickerbocker.
And now a gentleman who has a smash album called Vovo Diodo, Tony Randall.
And here's John Daly.
Actually, nice to see you again with us. See you again with us. See you with us again. See you again with us, Suzy. And Mr. Ferrer, may we say that it's a joy to have you here, sir, and I hope you have a good time for the next half hour.
Thank you, John.
Tony caught me kind of flat-footed because I got a card from Bennett, and I was trying to make it out. I had it translated during the week, but I've forgotten it. He said, it comes from Kyoto in Japan. He says, this place is I think he says cats in pajamas, but between the raw fish and the chopsticks, I'm rapidly starving to death. But he'll be back next week, thinner and with worse puns, I'm sure. And I hope he's had a great time out on the far shores in the Far East. We've got some very interesting occupations panel. We'll also have a famous mystery guest a little bit later in the program, but right now let's meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Jeanette Campbell, right, ma'am? That's what they call a boa, isn't it?
That's right.
Doesn't it tickle under here?
It does.
It does tickle under here. I rather think it would. I'm glad we men never took them up. Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss.
Miss Campbell. Where are you from?
London.
From London. Oh, nice to have you with us. Miss Campbell, may I present the panel?
That is it.
And now will you join me over here, please, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Campbell is salaried and deals in a service, and we will begin things with Tony Randall.
Do you work for a profit-making organization, Miss Campbell?
Yes.
There was something funny about that question, eh? Is yours a service that can be enjoyed by everyone on this panel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You're a strikingly attractive young lady, if it's not forward of me to say so. Does your appearance have anything to do with your service?
No.
It enhances it, but then it would enhance it if she drove a streetcar,
Yes.
wouldn't that? One down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you work outside at all in your job, Miss Campbell?
No, I don't.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Ferrer.
Is your work done in direct contact with others?
Yes.
You mean actual physical contact, ma'am?
No, I don't
No,
say
just
physical,
in reasonable proximity.
In reasonable proximity.
Yeah?
But now that you've given me the cue, John, do you have a physical contact with your...
Thank you, Mel. That makes it 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Knickerbocker.
I think not.
Do people come to you for this service?
Yes, we do.
Do you wear something different than what you are wearing now when you perform this service?
Yes.
Could it be called a uniform?
No.
With your permission, because we have very wide terms of reference here, we use the word uniform as meaning
Or a
costume or
costume.
work clothes. What we will go is, if Miss, pardon me, Miss Campbell is agreeable, we will agree that she does wear, in a sense, work clothes, yes.
Work clothes. Do you use your body in your job?
Or any parts appertaining thereto.
Arms, legs.
Yes.
Does it take special training? Or did I ask that? Does it take special training,
Yes, it does.
your job?
A degree of training is required.
Can you be called in any wise a performer?
No.
No, I don't think we can call it performing. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Randall.
Do you talk to people in the performance of your duties?
Yes.
Is that one of your principal functions?
We'll have to have a small conference. Should be sorry. The talking, Miss Campbell agrees, plays a significant part in the successful and efficient utilization of the service which she purveys.
I felt there was one more beat to that series. Yeah. Do you give people anything? Do you hand them something?
Don't hand them in. But I think here again, if Miss Campbell's willing to let me be generous, she does, in a sense, give something which is a necessary part of what she does.
Now, we established that you work indoors.
Yeah.
Is there any transportation involved in your service?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Francis.
Is there any wining and dining done where you work?
Yes.
I'm going to pass it to Mel because he has such a good idea that I think he's got to be right.
Are you a bunny?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Miss Knickerbocker.
Well, bunnies wiggle, certainly.
It's you.
I know, I'm thinking.
Oh.
I've forgotten, did we establish that you touch people when you...
That has not been established. No.
Do you touch...
No physical contact.
That's right. It's been
It
established.
has not, then
Yeah.
it has been established that she does not touch anyone.
That's right.
And we know that she talks to them.
Right.
After they visit you, if that is what they do they come away improved in some way?
You mean in a sense of well-being sometimes?
Yes. Do they feel better for having seen you?
Miss Campbell did that very well. Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you make them happy and sometimes you don't.
That's right.
Is that...
That's life, Suzy. Yeah.
You lose some, you win some. Well, could I go so far as to say, do you amuse them to the point of making them laugh at your antics?
No, I don't think there's much laughter around. That's 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Randall. I'll give you 1 more minute.
Yes, is the wining and dining established by Arlene Germain?
Well, I think it's French food, actually.
Yes.
No, it's germane only in the sense that it is, I think, one of the civilities which normally or could be normally expected to be associated in one degree or another with the service which is...
In other words, Miss
ancillary
Campbell's
thereto.
principal function is not concerned with food and or drink.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Ah. But the place you work in serves food and drink.
Yes.
Is it, am I right in assuming it is not a restaurant?
You're right.
Mm-hmm. What sort of place serves food? It has nothing to do with transportation. Ah. Does it have anything to do with sports at all?
I don't think so. So we'll throw all the cards over. Anyone want to take a guess? We're talking
General
about
Hospital.
London.
Not a London pub or anything like that.
Well, it is a pub, but the particular...
Fish and chips.
Barmaid.
How about dealing blackjack in a gambling casino? Actually, Miss Campbell works in a pub in Ilford, right? Ilford?
Oh, yes.
No, called the top of the...
Room at the top.
The room at the top. The top of the room, or the room at the top. And we, on the issue of costume, what we were trying to say there is that Miss Campbell wears a skirt and blouse, black skirt and white blouse, I believe, is it not? So that this is required and to that degree work clothes. And this is the most painless way to lose at blackjack and the most joyous way to win at blackjack that I've seen in a long time. Thank you very much.
Very
nice
good.
to have you with us. We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this word. And now we meet our next contestant. Will you sign in after you have entered, please? Trevor. Bettles, right, sir? All right. Mr. Bettles, where are you from?
Melbourne, Australia, and I'm working for Expo 67.
Oh, you gave away a lot of information. Very nice of you. Mr. Bettles? May I present the panel? And now will you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we must tell you that Mr. Bettles is salaried and deals in a service, but at the same time, I might say there's a product, interesting product, involved in the service. And we'll begin things with Arlene Francis.
Mr. Bettles, if we found out what the product is, would that help us with your service?
Yes.
Well, is it a useful product?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr.
That
Ferrer.
doesn't help.
In your service, is it an occupational kind of, do you take care of something?
Yes.
You take care of animals?
Yes.
You take care of kangaroos?
Yes.
That's very good, Mel. Well, we threw all the cards over anyway in the last echo. But see, this is why I said to Mr. Bettles, you're giving a lot of information, because I was afraid if you got Australia and Expo 67 mixed up together.
We did.
Actually, Mr. Bettles is part of the Australian Pavilion, and they have 20 kangaroos and 10 wallabies, right?
That's right.
Which are what, kind of like baby kangaroos, almost.
Well,
Same kind of...
as a Sydney sider told me once that one plays football and one plays rugby, but I don't speak to Sydney siders very often, so I don't know. But actually, they are just like a small kangaroo, and they have sharper features and rounder ears.
One plays rugby and one plays soccer.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good deal. And you brought those... Did you come from Sydney with them?
No, we had another gentleman that brought them over,
Oh.
and I came here, and he's gone back now, and I'm by myself.
And what you have to take care of their diet and
Yes.
exercise and
Keep them alive.
keep them alive. How do kangaroos? They're very clean and very, very hearty
Oh,
animals.
yes,
aren't they?
very clean and hardy. They're quite happy up there. And
They like the expo.
Oh, yes, I love it.
How do you like the expo?
I love it as well. We're having a very good time.
Yeah? I must say, I was up in Toronto last week and do some work with my friends up at the CBC, and I wanted to come over then. But what I was really struck with, everybody in Toronto talks about the Expo 67 in Montreal, and I've had some very good friends of mine, including one, Franklin Heller, who's the director of this program. He went up last week to see it, and he came back ecstatic. So we're a lot of us waiting to come up and see you.
It's wonderful.
Could I ride a kangaroo if I come up? Kangaroo if I come up?
Oh, well, you might be able to ride Big Clancy. He's almost big enough to hold you.
Big Clancy's got a date. Thank you for coming down to see us, Mr. Bettles.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Good night. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, this message. Now, the special feature of our program, with which all of you are familiar, and of course it requires blindfolds on our panel. Are the blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. Will you enter Mystery Challenger and sign in, please? All right. You will remember, of course, panel, one question at a time, in turn moving clockwise, and we'll begin things with Suzy Knickerbocker.
Are you in show business?
Yes.
Mr. Randall.
I had an unusual experience. I'm not used to sitting down at this end, and as our mystery guest walked on, I got a whiff of remarkable perfume. So I assume that you are a beautiful woman.
Yes.
Arlene.
Are you represented on Broadway now in a picture?
No.
One down and 9 to go, Mr. Ferrer.
Are you filming in New York, actually?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Knickerbocker.
Are you known primarily for being a motion picture actress?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Randall.
Your voice sounds extremely young. Do you have very short hair?
Yes.
Miss Francis.
Are you appearing at the present time in the Broadway theater?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Ferrer.
Are you Twiggy?
5 down and 5 to go, Suzy.
Are you a singer?
Yes.
Mr. Randall.
A short-haired singer.
Is there more than one person there?
Yes.
Oh.
Miss Francis.
Well, is it the Supremes?
Diana Ross. Fine name,
love the
Diana.
short
Will
hair,
you
the
want
one
me
with
to
short
introduce
hair.
or will you introduce?
Well, here is Florence Ballard
Florence Ballard
and Mary Wilson.
and Mary Wilson and Diana Ross, the Supremes, described in Variety, which knows so much about show business, and I don't know too much about it, as the greatest industry to hit Detroit since Henry Ford's Model T, which is a wonderful message. The thing is, you got hung up, I guess, hanged up, or whatever the current phrase is, on the movies.
But it really did sound like only one person answering
Yes,
for
it
about
did.
4.
Actually, Mary and Florence were going back and forth for a while.
I wasn't
Because
going to answer at all.
yeah,
but
Miss
he said,
Evans.
answer.
I said, you got to answer.
That helps.
That voice helped a good deal,
And
because you could
Twiggy.
tell the difference.
You know, I'm smaller, you know.
Now, you're at Copacabana now,
Right.
here in
We
New York.
close Wednesday.
And where are you going then?
Well, our schedule goes to Washington, the Charm Hotel, from there to Coconut Grove in California, from there Flamingo. And we're never going back home again.
You're never going back home again. Like I said, poor Detroit. Well, you'll get back to Detroit
Yes,
before
I
too
will.
long. Well, thanks for giving us
Thank
a
you.
Sunday night, because I know you have a long and tough schedule. Wonderful to see you there. Well, positively brilliant panel, so congratulations. We'll have another contestant after this word. And now, another contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Julie? And your last name is?
Never tell.
You never tell. Will you tell us, is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss.
It's Miss Julie Nevertell, and I want to present our panel. Now, will you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Miss Julie is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin things with Mel Ferrer.
This service, does that involve physical or bodily contact with others?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Miss Knickerbocker.
You perform your service for both sexes, men and women. Do they come to you for this service? No.
She goes to them, Susie. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Randall.
I don't remember your establishing where Miss Julie comes from. If we knew, was that intentional?
No, it wasn't. Would you tell us where you come from?
New York.
New York. Sorry
No, I
about
know.
that. Yes, rather.
Is this service more physical than mental?
Yes.
So that you're not misled, Tony, I would say it has a good deal of both involved.
I see. And Mel established that you don't touch people.
That's right.
Yes. Do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
Do you wear something other than a miniskirt when you perform your service?
Yes.
If we saw what you wore, would we have a fair idea of what you do?
Sometimes.
I would think, to put it properly, if you were to see Miss Julie now, properly accoutred for her labors, it would not signify anything to you. It might at a later date, but not now. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Not now, but later.
Well, I'm only suggesting here is that it would not have the familiarity which would give it wide currency, in other words.
Is it something fairly new that Miss Julie does? Is that what you mean?
Well, in the context...
We
I
haven't had
don't...
much of what Miss Julie does.
Well, we were really going to the costume, which could become so familiar that at some later date we would answer that question, yes, but right now we cannot.
Okay. Is it a service that people are grateful for, Miss Julie?
Yes.
Does the service take place indoors?
No.
No?
That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Ferrer.
There's no physical or bodily contact. You go to both men and women. It's a physical effort on your part. It's performed outdoors. Is it a mass effort? In other words, do you work with a group of people?
You mean who are necessary to the performance of the labor and are
Yes.
are employees of the same employer that she is? That would make it 5 down and 5 to go. Thank you very much. Now, that's Miss Knickerbocker.
She works alone.
Yes.
Does your
As an employee, yes.
As an employee. Does your service require
Ah,
special...
but that wasn't the question I asked. I asked did she participate. You said she went to men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And you rephrased the question. The question that I asked was when she goes to them, does she go to a group or does she go to one at a time?
Well, I can't answer that yes or no. You'd like to phrase it,
Well, does she go to a group?
Sometimes. All right, you go on. You pick up from there.
We got to fight for every point, John.
Well, we just lost all the points. Time ran out.
I have an idea.
Yes, yes.
Is she one of those girls at Yankee Stadium?
No. She's employed by a new limousine service, the Bunny Limousine Service, and she wears a bunny uniform of black slacks, sweater, and high boots.
Only female chauffeur in New York.
With
I've heard about it.
So, Suzy, nice to, as said before, to have you back again. And Mel,
Thank
very nice to have. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll come back
Did,
again.
John.
And good night, Miss Arlene.
Good night and good night, Mel. Good luck with the picture.
Thank you, Arlene. Susie, until soon.
Good night, Mel. And good night, Tony, darling.
Good night, Susie. Good night, John.
Good night, Tony. And Bennett, I think, Arlene, you may know, is in Bangkok tonight, but he'll be back during the week, all thinned out, and we'll see him next Sunday with us. And thanks to all of you for being with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a CBS Television Network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Todman. It's Francis Gown from Bonwit Teller. This is Johnny Olson speaking.